All right, so I have assigned the Close Reading Note Catcher Article 23 of the UDHR to your Kidim. So head over to Kidim, open it up, and we're going to fill it out together. If you need to pause this video, do so. So Article 23, I'm going to go back to my Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and Article 23 is about workers' rights. Every grown-up has the right to do a job, to a fair wage for their work, and to join a trade union. So I am going to break that down. If you look at this, it says Article 23 of the UDHR. It's telling me everyone has the right to work. Everyone, meaning without discrimination. And equal pay for equal work. Everyone who works has the right to just and favorable remuneration, which we learned that word yesterday, and that word means it's the pay that we receive from doing a job. So this pay helps his family and himself feel like they're worthy and it gives them dignity and purpose. Everyone has the right to form and join trade unions for the protection of their interests. Trade unions have to do with the government, and you can join them for workers' rights. So let's go over to our Close Reading Note Catcher. So you should already be assigned, so you shouldn't have to worry about your name and date. What is the gist of this article? What is this article mostly about? This article is mostly about, let's go back to the actual article in Article 23. And this article tells me kind of the gist at the beginning. It's about workers' rights. So I'm going to write article, because we write incomplete sentences. Article 23 of the UDHR is mostly about workers' rights. Period. And then we're going to come down to kind of understand the breaking up the word of unemployment. We kind of talked about prefixes and suffixes yesterday too, so we're going to refer back to our lesson of yesterday. We're going to use our affix list to determine the meaning of the prefix and suffix. You do not have an affix list because we have been doing this in person in class. So we're just going to break it up with the prefix, root, and suffix. And then we are going to look up the prefix, root word, and suffix on Google, and I will have you fill in the meaning of them. So our prefix is un. Our root word is employ. And our suffix is meant. Now pause this video and go onto Google, and I want you to look up the definition of the prefix un and write it in this box, the definition of the root word employ and write it in this box, and the definition of the suffix meant and write it in this box. After you do that, we're going to jump down to what does employment mean, and I want you to underline the correct answer based off of your definitions up here. So how would we say part one of the article in our own words? I'm going to do this together with you. So I'm going to go back to my Article 23. Every grown-up has the right to do a job. That's going to be my part one. That's kind of going to be my main idea. How would I say part one of the article in my own words? And I'm going to say it as when a person is old enough to work, go back to my article. Article 23, sorry, the camera was off. Every grown-up has the right to do a job. When a person is old enough to work, I'm going to kind of cross that out. I'm going to change my mind. We're entitled to change our minds, aren't we? Every adult has the right to work and receive, and I'm going to use one of our words, our vocabulary words, remuneration. Remuneration. Okay, I'm going to turn my page. Who has the right to equal pay for equal work? Quote accurately from the text. So I'm going to put my quotation marks down because that's how I opened a direct quote to tell people that these are not my own words. I'm copying these words and I'm going to quote accurately from my text. So I'm going to go back and it says, every grown-up has the right to do a job, to a fair wage for their work, and to join a trade union. And it says, who has the right to equal pay for equal work? And I'm going to put exactly what it says. Every grown-up has the right to do a job comma, go back, to a fair wage for their work. To a fair wage for their work. I'm going to put 3 dots because as you can see in Article 23, it ends with a comma and not a period, and so the quote continues. So I'm just going to put 3 dots telling you that this quote does continue. It doesn't close off on that period. So I'm going to put my 3 little dots, 2, 3, and quotes. So which statement best represents part 2 of the article? Underline the correct answer. People have the right to choose where they want to work and be paid whatever they want. Choose where and when they want to work and be treated fairly. Have a job, but they shouldn't be able to choose their job. Or D, be paid the same as someone else doing the same job. I want you to choose one for me. Number 6, which statement best represents part 3 of the article? Underline the correct answer. And if you remember, part 3 was about having the right to join a labor union. People have the right to be paid as much as they want to make sure they and their family have a life worthy of respect. Paid as much or as little as their manager decides they're worth. Paid fairly and equally for work to make sure that they and their family have a life worthy of respect, and where necessary, have additional help. Or paid less than others but have help from other places to live a life of dignity. I want you to pick the correct one. And then what nickname would you give this article? Miss Van Allen's going to name it Work. I'm going to name it actually. It's my right to work. I kind of messed up there. This is why you need to write with a pencil.